Man, one day I'm gonna be able to dunk like that for real. Cause I know it's all, and people say, "Yo, it's always been in you," but I just, when I jump, it's just like,
It's not even about dunking no more. It's all about 3 pointers. We missed the wave where dunking was cool.
nah, we were in it, but then towards the end, once we got older, that's when the 3 point wave started happening. Then it's like, ah, shit. Oh man, everybody trying to shoot Curry.
Right? Like Curry single handedly demolished the game.
Man, yeah. On the low, yeah. Not on purpose to his end, but or maybe I don't know how things work, but
Oh, we.
at the end of the day, now that everybody's trying to be analytical and all that, and basketball is threes and layups and die. That doesn't always win championships. It really hasn't. Thing about the Warriors when they won is they had more than 3 pointers. They had mid range scoring, and they were the best
Well,
defensive
okay.
team in the league at the time as well. They were
True that.
both.
True that. Um, I think 3 pointers really do help you in the long run. Like I say, for example, a team like the Lakers.
Yeah, yeah, the Lakers, but the problem is the Lakers can barely hit jump shots from anywhere. So they need help from all angles
Well,
and
all right.
positions.
So now they are, but when they first started off, and they was like everyone seemed like they were shooting well. Even Russ was doing all right. He was doing all right. He wasn't like what I'm saying over 50 or over but he was doing all right. They weren't scoring enough. They weren't scoring rapidly enough. Like the other teams just had more resources. Like they had the three, so it's like they got to a point where it's like, yeah, they're scoring damn near every time down, but they're still behind.
Yeah, true indeed, true indeed. But at the end of the day, Russ is now shooting 18%,
At the end of the day.
and LeBron really is allegedly hurt.
Allegedly.
Allegedly hurt, but not really hurt. So,
As soon as that nigga Russ, my back, I can't play.
Russell Westbrook, I can't play. That's pretty much what happened,
Oh shit.
in my opinion. I could be wrong.
Nah, now that you said that though, it can't be nothing else. It can't be nothing else.
He's playing so bad.
You know what? Actually, it's misleading. I mean, he is shooting very poorly. Actually, no, he's playing bad, but he's still producing at an all right level. Like he's still an all star. He's producing like an all star, but it's just like it's so ugly to watch.
Was he producing bricks?
Yes, like an all star, my nigga. No, but
No.
look, he's still getting 20 to 25, even with that terrible shooting, which is actually a bad thing. But at the end of the day, Russ is still doing. He's getting his numbers. You feel me?
Eh,
He's getting numbers at least. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like the numbers do help a little bit, they're just not helping enough to where it's like, yeah, where it's like okay for him to be shooting that number.
but I mean, at the end of the day, he's playing like shit, dude. He's playing terrible. He is playing terrible, and they need somebody to get a trade or something
Nobody's taking that nigga at this point.
because Glassman Anthony Davis even said we're not a championship team right now. Good for you to say when you're playing basketball and not sit on the sideline, Mr. Glassman.
Hell yeah.
Bro, the Lakers ain't gonna win.
I knew they wasn't gonna win. As soon as they assembled the team, the first thing that came to my mind, Brooklyn. You remember when Brooklyn tried to get Paul Pierce? They tried to get KG, like the bag was just gonna fall in their lap after getting those old motherfuckers. I'm like, it just doesn't work. And I was like, and one nigga pointed out, I was like, oh, they have experience now. You need legs at the end of the day. Like, yeah, you have experience, but you need legs at the end of the day.
But yeah, yeah. Well, who thought Brook was gonna win that season? Who? Who?
I don't fucking know. The GM, I don't know, man. I didn't think they was gonna win. As soon as they assembled the team, I was like, all right, we gonna have a hell of a shit show towards towards the end of the season.
it was.
I love KG. I love Paul Pierce. And let me see who's their point guard. Who's their point guard?
Darren Williams at the time, maybe.
Darren Williams was a point. Oh, I should have remembered that. I love Darren Williams, but they just couldn't. I know neither one of them was producing enough to carry a team to the playoff.
Yeah, and look what happened. First round, they was out of there.
Right.
It might have been second round, but they was out early.
Let me think. I don't remember. I have a terrible memory. I think it maybe was they didn't make it far. That's all I know. Shit, the Lakers look like a spit. Look. The Lakers look exactly like them, except one, they got a better forward, and they might have the point guard probably the same.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't understand. Like you know, LeBron assembled a team. Who contract running out? Who was an all-star at one point? Let me get him. Carmelo was like, Braun called me and said it's time. Time for what? Time to retire, nigga. That's what he should have called you for.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Did he call D Wade too? I'm like,
nah, he tried that earlier. It just didn't work. So. Remember we tried to get everybody back in Cleveland? And he went back.
Yeah.
And that ended terribly. So. And D-Wade went back to Miami. And then his career went for the rest of the time.
Right.
So. But yeah. More of the story is, if you're on the Lakers right now, ask for a trade. Because LeBron's probably going to trade you anyway. So...
Watch, the beginning of the season, they're going to be the oldest team. At the end of the season, they're going to be the youngest team in the NBA.
Nah, they have to have a middle ground because LeBron don't like playing with young players.
Nah, hell no.
Because he never won a championship with a younger squad. So he can't play with younger players.
Right.
So now he's probably going to end with his 4 rings, go to the sunset, have his political party, try to be Malcolm X again, and hopefully get past the first page of the book. And at the end of the day, he's going to have his career thinking he's better than Michael Jordan, even though he's not.
Yeah. That shot right there, when I won that game, made me the greatest player in the world.
Nah, he's going to hit you like this. Oh, I get back to the black community more than MJ does. Do you really? Or you just promote it more?
That's a good question though. At the end of the day, what did Jordan do for the black community at the end of the day?
Does it matter? We're talking about basketball here.
Yeah,
Does it matter?
I might have missed the point.
Does it matter? And really, what's quote unquote the black community anyway? Is it a community with a black sheet of paper just bundled together? By definition, that's what that is technically.
The black community.
It's just a bundle of pitch black together. That's by definition what that is.
When they say the black community, they really mean the lower tax bracket. Is basically what they're referring to.
I put it this way. What I believe they mean by quote unquote the black community is the community that has no culture, no actual nationality, and no place where they can find where their history comes from.
No, that's what it actually is.
Yeah.
that's what it actually is. I think they're just talking about like the lower tax bracket, because whenever they're like, we're gonna help out the black community, so we're gonna make something cheaper and help
they'll say minority. No, that's what a minority.
Oh, they will say minority.
Yeah,
I heard them use it like in place of the other one.
True indeed, but at the end of the day, when people say quote unquote minorities, they'll pretty much just lower class of people. It's an indirect. Or when they say, "Oh, we're diversity," basically means we're just gonna pick 1 or 2 people to help allegedly even this out. Now, there may be other people and companies that mean well by it, but at the end of the day, it's just, all right, we're going to pick a few people that, even though they may not be all the way qualified, they fit the diversity quota, so we're going to hire them and hope they do a great job. And so nobody looks at us as arm back like, oh, you don't hire enough people of colors or whatnot, such and such. Oh, everybody's equal when they're not. Everything's equal. It's not. So at the end of the day, people just do stuff a lot of times because of pressure, unnecessary pressure. Because everybody has a voice, everybody has an opinion. So they do things because of unnecessary pressures and outlooks on life. You know.
All right. And tie that back to LeBron. His team is not winning this season
At all, most likely. And now, if they do somehow, some way win, I'll be shocked. But most likely they're not. So I'm not. I don't expect to be shocked about anything.
Man.
So, what was your most fondest memory about basketball in your career while you were active?
My fondest memory. I think it's from when I left I used to play with a team like for years. 5 years. And then like I was like, you know what? I don't like, even though I like the players here, some of them, I don't like this environment. It's not good for me. So I left and went to another organization. That whole season was the best like time I had playing basketball. So it kind of you not just because you got friends and stuff like that. Don't mean you need to play with the motherfuckers or you're meant to play with that group.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you on that because I guess one of my best times playing basketball was when I got good. Because like every time I say this, every time I was trash for a long time when I was in my basketball career. At least in my sole opinion. Other people may say, "Oh, you weren't that bad." They put like a that in front of it to make it maybe it'll feel better sometimes. But at the end of the day, when I used to see myself on camera for the first time, I was like, "Whoa." I would not even try to guard me because I would think I would suck if I saw myself play. Because I look like I'm not supposed to be on the basketball court. I look disfigured and I look weird and clumsy as far as bodily structure and movement. So when you see me do certain things, it seems quote unquote unbelievable because it doesn't look like it's supposed to happen. It's look like I'm supposed to lose the ball every time I dribble up the court. It's not the case, at least nowadays.
Yeah.
At one point, that was the case. That's why I never dribbled up the court until I needed to. And then after that certain point, I say 2015, 2017 summers were my greatest or my funnest times playing basketball. It's when everything was coming together. Still needing to learn a lot. Everything was coming together. Started hooping with you more. Started traveling to other basketball courts and just seeing what was around the area and who and what. And also, I got to tap into more of my skill level as far as, all right, I've not been a quote-unquote guard for a long time. Let's try this out. And it was actually working. I also had a few other people teaching me stuff every now and then to actually help me better on my journey. But as far as really just enjoying my time playing basketball, that was the funnest era, that 2015 to 17 summer period. So yeah.
Shit, I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you came a long way, bro.
Man, listen. Tell it, man. Listen. I came from not being able to dribble the ball between my legs in 8th grade. I remember that trial vividly, man. I couldn't dribble the ball between my legs going up and down the court, man. It was... I'm not even going to say it was embarrassing because I knew I couldn't do it. It was just, man, it's part of a drill. Shit. Soon as Coach called it, I was like, I tried, though.
Hey, that's what you gotta try, bro. Just give yourself if you look like shit, hey, that's a part of learning. Like the first time I saw you do a spin move was the weirdest experience. And you got me, but like you did it and then like people was looking away, a kid threw up. I was like, I think like you recovered the ball and you went up and scored on me, but I was just so bewildered at how it looked. But now it's like, okay, yeah. It's all put together. You just had to go through that growing experience.
Yeah, basically what he's saying
The
is
coach called a timeout prematurely before he even shot it. Like, it's not going anywhere good. Ref didn't see him. Niggas was taking off their hats. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Long story short, it looked like I was supposed to be doing that shit.
But then I remember the summer where I remember the day you got good. Like, the day before, I was like an average player, and then the next day you was hitting everything, and then from that day on, you just didn't miss. So it was a whole month where he did not miss a jump shot. I was like, what the fuck? And that was during the time where I really liked playing one-on-one. Like during the time where this motherfucker couldn't miss. So yeah, I still won though. A couple. I mean, he won some too. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
So at this time, I wasn't getting washed out here in these streets. Not that well, it was a few times where I got washed, but this was at the time where getting washed was a lower probability than it was beforehand. This is when I was watching videos on YouTube a lot, trying to figure out and do certain drills that I can be a better player and a better orchestrator and all that jazz. So now I got a little moves, a little bit in my arsenal. So I'm like, all right, my goal is to play good defense and get buckets.
Hell yeah.
Defense was depends on what day it was, but I was getting the bucket for sure. And I became a better facilitator. Still couldn't see the court that well because I didn't come up that way. But hey, I grew.
You became a really good scorer. Like, I thought at one point, like, yeah, he could play college because it's not like you were short and you weren't, like, really, really skinny. So, like, you know what I'm saying? You had the body to play for college, D2, D1. And the way your jump shot was falling, I'm like, God.
Yeah, man, just the jumpers, man.
I was like, yeah, gee.
It's pretty much like the journey when I first started rapping, man. That was terrible.
Same story. Like, it was like at the beginning, and then now it's like, damn, he's a pretty good rapper. Like, it's actual. I could call that dude a rapper.
Yeah, that's because of you, sir. I would never pick up a microphone if it was.
Can't take credit for that.
Nah, man.
I didn't teach you how to weave inside a beat like that. The only thing I did was like hear rap is a thing you could do in your free time. Rapping is a possibility, and you just kind of did it and got good at it.
Yeah, rapping, engineering, producing. Still didn't know how to use grid lines at the time, but I figured something out.
What's a grid line?
So I don't even know how to describe a grid line. However, on the grid, when you open up a production suite or DAW, as called digital audio workstation, you open it up. You have your rows and columns, and then your grid lines. You got little tick markers, depends on how you're setting up your audio program, and then there are grid bars. So it's it goes from 0 to however many bars you need in the production, and however many bars on the grid you have. Say if you wanted to be exactly on the grid, it would be a 4/4. So there's 4 beats in a 4-bar count measure. So you want a 4/4 with a 95 tempo, it'll be just right there in the 4/4. Now, I would go inside out the grid line because I was just putting stuff together in the Logic samples I was using. So I didn't know the concept of a grid line and what it meant, what I was supposed to care about. I was just putting stuff together, hope it sounded cool. And then also, I didn't know how to actually properly mix beats at the time as well. So I was really just turning my faders up all the way to the top and hoping that would work. And when the volume didn't change, I knew something was wrong. I'm like, all right. I have to find a studio at some point and figure this out because turning the meters all the way up, that's never good because they're going to end up clipping, for one. And two, that doesn't even impact the loudness of your instruments. So I use plugins and external stuff, such as saturation, distortion, EQs, limiters, whatever else. So by doing all that, getting internships, now we're here doing podcasts at a recording studio
Hell yeah.
every week, at least once, possibly twice. We'll figure that out at a later date.
Hell yeah.
So, did you ever grow up being like a sneakerhead, or you just I put on clothes and that's all that matters? I put on clothes, I get hoes, that's all that matters.
So I was a pretend sneakerhead. I was one of those guys. 'Cause my brother was a sneakerhead, and he knew the names of the Jordans, and when they came out, I didn't. I honestly I didn't care until he cared. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like how that happened, and I just started picking up like, oh, those are. Like he would point out some shoes, and like it was like everyone was like, these are the ones you get, and then like I was like, I don't really like those. Those don't even look good. And I'll pick out the ones I want. And be like, bro, you don't want those. Those are. I'm like, bro, they look good to me, nigga. I could rock this with an outfit, but like I learned about that world, but never a sneakerhead. You?
Yeah, at one point in time, even though I could always afford them, I was like, all right, bet every Friday I'm trying to get some of the flyest shoes that drop. Obviously, I wasn't able to do it every Friday, but I would at least look at what was coming out every Friday because I just wanted shoes that bad, and I wanted to look fly. That was because I didn't have that many clothes in my arsenal. I knew one of the ways I can look fly was the shoes I matched, different pairs of shoes I watched for each outfit I had. It could be the same outfit 2 or 3 days in a row. Well, I wouldn't do that anyway, but I would mix and match. I would mix and match some of the clothes. Yeah, I would mix and match some of the clothes and the hoodies I used to wear. And I would just, all right, cool. I'll wear these shoes this day, and I'll wear these shoes next day. LeBron 11s this day, or I'll probably wear some Air Jordan 5s the next day. And I had pretty much a color scheme I would rock for the most part. It was black, blue, red. I rarely wore white because white always gets dirty, and I hate cleaning stuff.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
any other color, I just didn't have my arsenal. I may have had other stuff. Like I had a few purple. I had a purple, all purple with black pair of shoes. It was the Crazy 8 Kobe's I used to have. The Adidas ones. Yeah, they were the glowing dark on the bottom.
Those is fine. I had a soft spot for the Crazy Eights because when we wore the same size, so I actually could have borrowed them from you, but I don't think I knew you like that at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah. I always had a soft spot for Crazy Eights. I knew it was like those are Kobe shoe, and they actually looks kind of nice with the fucking the lines and whatever you call it.
Yeah.
What do you even call those motherfuckers like on shoes?
Man, that's a great question, man. I know those are part of the midsoles for sure, but I don't know exactly what to call that design.
Yeah, shit was weird, but I liked it. I still don't have a pair. If I ever, you know what I'm saying, if I'm ever an opportunity, I'll just get them. I was just like,
Yeah. It was one of his actual good pair of Adidas shoes rather than moon boots he had.
Are they called moon boots or did they look like moon boots?
Nah, they just look like you go in space and you should have a pair of those on. Like astronaut boots and shit. Like, hey, I got a pair of Kobe 1s. Whoa.
Oh, shit. I think I remember what you're talking about. And I can't name drop, but one of my homies was pointing at them at the store. I'm like, bro, if you get those, I'll beat you. I'll rock you. You'll be wearing that, like, that looks like some hospital boot. Like, nigga, I'll give you a reason to wear that shit.
He got hospital shoes on. Oh, man.
Like a fucking doorstop. Nigga. You wear those. All right, you can go out looking like a mutant if you want to, nigga. Go ahead and take them. Man, sometimes I think in my past life I was a fashion guy because I look at something and I'll be like, That's not going to go with that, bro. Like, that's not going to go with that.
As a co-creator of Walt Disney, that does not go together, sir. I'm gonna need you to take that back to Louis Vuitton store and put on these Gucci sneakers that you can't afford. Here you go.
You did.
But man, we've came a long way so far, man, and we have a long way to go. And you know, once you get up to a certain age, you realize that you may hear or you just may notice that as you get older, sometimes you put up with less, and you know you have to go to a certain stage in order to grow. So, if you're not at a certain point, you got to get out your people's crib, man. It just has to happen for your own peace of mind and own well-being, because if you stay there too long, you're going to be trapped in comfort. And
Right.
being trapped in comfort is never good, because if you're trapped being comfortable, you can never grow out of being comfortable. Now, people may say, "Oh, I can't afford it right now, man." I'm with you. I'm all the way with you. However, that means we ain't working hard enough. That means we ain't doing enough. That means we're not putting enough effort in the right areas to actually achieve what we need to achieve. Now, obviously, people may have different ideas on why certain people may not be able to work, and that's on you. I'm with you there too.
Yeah.
However, we all have access to places and outlets that we can grow our platforms to get money now. We just gotta start, man. It starts somewhere, anywhere, everywhere.
Yeah. Moving out of that is very important. Even though I like I said, like, we're in this process still, you feel me? But like, when you get older, you feel me, like, you start getting into shit that doesn't really make sense. Like if you arguing with your mom about bringing a girl over, like, you shouldn't be there that long to have that conversation. You feel me? Like, you've been there too long if you had to, or like, y'all are arguing over who's paying bills. Like, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? You've overstayed your welcome.
That's why I ain't got hoes, man.
In different area codes, man.
That's why I ain't got. I'm telling you, man. That's why I ain't got hoes. That's why I ain't not in a relationship. Otherwise, that's one of the reasons anyway. Another one, I can't afford it. I can't afford these chicks, man. I can't, man. Listen, some of these chicks cost $1,000 just to walk out the house, man. I can't afford to upkeep that.
Oh, wait.
I can't afford to upkeep all that unnecessary stuff. Now, it's necessary to them. Like I said, if a girl come to my door one day, want to have fun, all she needs a t-shirt on, I'm good.
You dig?
T-shirt on, look good. I have nothing else to say about that. Cool. However, I'm not about to be like, oh, we gotta wait till my parents leave to start fucking. No, I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to have that conversation, man.
See, yeah, things like that, or, you know what I'm saying, it's crazy stuff like that you're not really supposed to have to deal with, but I guess it is what it is.
I'm getting a hotel room. I possibly might get food. All depends. And we're gonna do what we gotta do and go home afterwards. Maybe stay the night or whatever. How long the room books for, and we gonna get the fuck out of there. It's plain and simple. There's nothing else to it. That's it.
Just get in and get out, right? Like a robbery, like you said.
And get in, get out like a robbery, man. And if somebody, let's say a disgruntled person comes along that I haven't been told about, shit, they better get on and roll on like the rest of them, man. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, shit.
They better just get on and roll on. Cause listen, let's say a situation, right?
Hey, that's my girl, man.
Yeah, you with a chick or whatever, and her man or brother, whatever, may happen to come along and say, "Oh, why you do my sister like that? Why do your sister like what? Why do your girl like what?" At the end of the day, she know what time it is. I know you do too. Y'all know how the game go. At the end of the day, not saying she's a hoe, but hoes gonna do hoe behavior. And there are a lot of chicks on the list, man. She not the only one. She knew that when she first came in this situation. So she can't get mad at me for her not having her time period. or having her day. So at the end of the day, she better get on a roll on like the rest of them.
Shit.
And hey, if they got something to say, they better get on a roll on too, because that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Sponsored to you by Get On the Roll On.
Well, listen, man, they know how the game go. Even the dudes
Real
that may
nigga
be
consulting
complaining.
company.
Yeah, they know how the game.
Get on a roll on. Hey, somebody come up with a title and put that shit.
That's for real, man. Cause all right,
That's copyrighted now. Get on a roll on is copyrighted.
man, I just don't. How can you get mad at something you already knew? Now, let's say I never told the person. Say I never told the person, the lady, about this. That, all right, it's a little bit excusable. But at the end of the day, all you can do is leave. The door right there, the car right there, your car right there. You can call it Uber Pool, Lyft, whoever you want to call.
Oh shit.
And hey, it's a lot of other dudes in the city you can mess with. I cannot be the one that you get mad at and say, "Oh, you treated me unfair and such and such." I told you no lies. And you gonna call your brother or your mans? No. Y'all better get on roll on, get up out of here. They know how the game go. You definitely know how the game go. And I know, he probably got hoes too. I know they know how the game go. So listen,
Yeah.
pack your bags, put your phones up, get in your cars, your Uber pools or whatever. Get on and roll on to your next situation and have a nice night, day, evening, whatever time you're in my presence.
That is a good point though. Like niggas will do a bitch dirty all day, but if you do something bad to their sister, it's like a whole different story. Like, wait, you did your girl wrong. Why are you worried about this?
Like I said, let's say I had a sister and he did, and the nigga did my sister bad.
Oh shit, Dre.
I ain't gonna say I might have a few words, have thoughts about it, but at the end of the day, it's just long as my sister ain't get hit or put in danger,
Yeah, all right.
I'm cool.
Or peed on.
Or pregnant, or to disease, whatever, I'm good. As long as none of that happened, I'm fine. But they want to get mad because they sister was, unfortunately, or girlfriend was on the list, side chick, whatever they are in their Rolodex of contact list, got treated like one of they possible whole side chicks or whatever, or side piece. At the end of the day, y'all know how the game go. I ain't lie to you. Get on a roll on if you don't like it. Sponsored by 2.5 LLCs podcast. If you can
Get on. Also by Get On a Roll On.
Sponsored by.
Get it in stores now.
Get it in stores tonight. Now, if you want some more Get on a Roll On merchandise or paraphernalia, hit us up at such and such and such. GetOnARollOn.com. But have you ever ran into a situation where you gotta tell somebody or had a thought of saying, "Ah, man, they should have got on a roll on"?
It's interesting that you just say that because I saw a case. I think it was like a white guy shot a black guy. I think. Well, let me start the story in a different spot. So there's like a white guy yelling at this girl, and a black guy saw it, and he was like, he took that as like, oh, I'm gonna protect this lady, and pushed that guy to the ground. The guy pulled out a gun and shot him, and killed him. And so he shot him, and the guy hobbled into the store, and he died in front of his son. And that's like a message, right, bro? I understand you want to be the hero, but these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about anything nowadays. You kind of just have to mind your business. It's sad that it has to come to that, but if him seeing that, he actually should have just walked to his car. That was actually the right thing to do in that situation. But that's really a shame that we have to do that, though.
Lucrative sip of the day. Mind your fucking business, man. Because not to be crass at anything, but you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what's going on. You can't help people in certain situations. You got to let them go through their own trials and tribulations. Because let's say if you saw a domestic violence situation, right? You gotta let the police deal with that.
Right. You could, do what you can, just, call the police. But if you put yourself in there, then you risk taking yourself away from your family. If you have a son and stuff like that, and it's really sad. That was a really and I'm glad that the guy got sentenced to time for like manslaughter, like he should have. And the dude tried to act like he was in danger, like the dude was trying to act like, oh, if I didn't shoot and kill the guy, he would have killed me. No, that wasn't. No, the dude was just defending somebody, and then rightfully so, right? Well, we don't know if it was rightfully so. We didn't. The guy didn't know what was going on, but like he used his instincts, like I'm gonna protect this lady. But damn.
Yeah. And you never know how many times they've been in this situation or what happened to be in this situation. Now, granted, you see a man hitting a woman, you think, that shouldn't be happening. But you don't know exactly what's going on right there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if she might have spit on him, she might have slapped him, cut his kneecap with a knife. You never know what's going on.
All right.
So you just have to proceed with caution because you don't know. And you don't know what they got on. You don't know if they got the 4-5 under the tuck, ready to pluck. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know if they're ready to go bang bang with the gang. You don't know. So you guys gotta leave them alone, or you might die.
Right. PSA. Leave it alone. Let the cops handle it, bro. Right. The thought that you would stand up for somebody is beautiful, but you just gotta call the cops. Motherfuckers are too crazy nowadays.
Man, people always been crazy since the beginning of the time. That ain't nothing new.
But now they got more powerful guns. The more technology advances, the more dangerous these motherfuckers get. You think if they come out with a rail gun, niggas not in trouble. Like,
nigga about to pop out with a ray gun, be like on zombies and shit. Pow, pow. Evaporation.
Turn that nigga into a cloud, and it was like, bro, like, y'all couldn't have talked about this.
Turn the nigga into a cloud. Pew! I'm fluffy.
That's a bad day.
I might gotta turn into that's a gun like that could really exist one day. That's crazy.
It's already out. It's not out in stores, but like they have rail guns already, and they're cheaper to fire. So a lot more bullets gonna start.
Shit. Well,
damn.
I guess moral of the story is don't get shot by rail guns and mind your business.
If you can help it.
Now, if you enjoyed yourself by listening to this podcast, we appreciate you. If you haven't enjoyed yourself by listening to this podcast, well, you better get on the roll on like the rest of them.
Fuck you.
At the end of the day, we appreciate you in the morning, noon, and night, whenever you're listening or hearing this. And if you want to follow me, first, follow the podcast, though. We're on all streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Google Podcasts, and Anchor. Instagram, 212 LLCs Pod. Want to follow me, RETRO.D.R.E on Instagram, Retro Dre _ on Twitter, and Retro Soundwave on Twitter as well. Zo, where can they find you at, sir?
Well, normally they can find me on Instagram, but now I'm having some technical difficulties. I'm trying to rebrand my little page. So we'll be down for a moment, but we'll be back. You waited for Netflix, wait for me. You waited for Netflix, wait for me. I'm just going to rename my page, make it a little more professional.
I thought you was about to say you got Cash App scam. I was like, sheesh.
Oh, I might look into that too while it's down.
Nah, cause
but your girl still can get in contact with me. Don't worry, she's still gonna text me. It's all good.
And if you don't like it, you better get on the roll on.
You dig? Nah, I don't fuck with niggas, girls. Just to throw that out there. Not willingly. If I don't know, then it's like it is what it is. I just did what I would normally do. It just so happened that was your girl.
Hey, man. At the end of the day, it's a bunch of women out there on the street promoting their services. So if you don't like the one you're with or she doesn't like you, find another one, buy another one, whatever you want to do. Always remember, anybody can get on the roll on. Just don't let it be you. We're out of here. Appreciate you.